Do you know the story of Ashley Loring HeavyRunner? Have you ever wondered how someone can vanish without a trace, leaving behind a family desperate for answers? What if the people she trusted were the last ones to see her alive? Ashley's disappearance is shrouded in mystery, raising haunting questions about justice and the handling of missing persons cases, especially within Indigenous communities. How can a case remain unsolved for years, despite numerous leads and potential evidence? As we dive into the details of Ashley's murder, we'll explore the complexities surrounding her case, the struggles her family has faced, and the dark secrets that still linger in the shadows. Join us as we uncover the tragic story of Ashley Loring HeavyRunner, a case that demands to be heard and remembered. In June 2017, a 20-year-old Ashley Loring HeavyRunner, a member of the Blackfeet Indian Reservation in Montana, disappeared. She was enrolled at Blackfeet Community College, where she was studying environmental science. The reservation where Ashley lived is vast, covering 1.5 million acres and bordering Canada. Ashley was described as a smart, athletic, and compassionate young woman who was loved by her community. She excelled in school and was humble about her academic success. Her infectious smile and love for horses were well known, and she especially adored the rain. But beneath the surface, Ashley was struggling. Ashley had recently lost her grandfather, a man who had raised her like a father. Additionally, she had broken up with her first love after their relationship turned toxic. These losses left her without crucial emotional support, and she began to struggle. It was during this time that Ashley got involved with the wrong crowd, older men with drug addictions and criminal histories. On June 5, 2017, Ashley was last seen by her family at their home. Later that night, she attended a party on the reservation. A video surfaced from that night showing Ashley in the background, sitting on a couch as others drank and talked. This was the last confirmed sighting of her. One of the last people to claim to have been with Ashley was a man named Sam McDonald. He said Ashley stayed with him at his lakeside cabin near the town of Babb for 6 days after the party. The cabin was isolated, tucked behind a forest of cottonwood and birch trees. Sam, a man in his 50s, was known to have a meth addiction. On June 7th, Ashley texted her sister Kimberly, asking for money, but Kimberly was on a trip in Morocco and couldn't help. Kimberly asked Ashley if she was okay, and Ashley responded, yes. On June 11th, according to Sam, he gave Ashley a ride but claimed that she asked to be dropped off on the side of the road so someone named Vogue could pick her up. Sam said that Ashley asked for directions to a cabin, and after giving them, he fell asleep in his vehicle. When he woke up, Ashley was gone. His story raises many red flags. Why would Ashley suddenly ask to be dropped off? And why would Sam, a known drug user, pass out at such a crucial moment? His version of events seemed suspicious, but there was no immediate evidence to dispute his claims. The Vogue Sam referred to was Paul Vogue Valenzuela, a 50-year-old man married to Ashley's cousin, Tanisha Running Crane. Paul had a history of criminal activity, including felony gun charges. According to Tanisha, Paul and Ashley had been seeing each other before Ashley disappeared. When Ashley vanished, Paul claimed he had no involvement, though his timeline was suspicious. Around the time Ashley disappeared, Paul had returned to the reservation from Seattle, which coincided with the day she was last seen. Ashley's family, especially her sister Kimberly, immediately knew something was wrong when Ashley stopped responding to messages. They had planned for Ashley to move to Missoula with Kimberly to get away from the negative influences on the reservation. But when Kimberly returned from her trip to Morocco, Ashley was nowhere to be found. Kimberly began contacting Ashley's friends and discovered the details about the party and Sam McDonald. Despite their concerns, law enforcement did not prioritize the case. Initially, authorities dismissed Ashley's disappearance as an adult who had simply run off, not recognizing the gravity of the situation. The Blackfeet Reservation, spanning over 1.5 million acres, was patrolled by only 17 or 18 officers. This understaffing made it difficult to properly investigate crimes or missing person cases. 2 weeks after Ashley disappeared, a witness reported seeing a young woman running away from a vehicle on Highway 89, which cuts through the reservation. This sighting gave the family hope, but when authorities searched the area, they found no trace of Ashley. At this point, Ashley's family took matters into their own hands. searching every corner of the vast reservation, often with the help of community members. Kimberly even quit her job to dedicate herself fully to the search for her sister. Another potential sighting came from a local reporter, Rachel Crow Spreading Wings, who claimed that a few weeks after Ashley disappeared, she encountered a woman resembling Ashley while picking berries. The woman appeared disheveled and scared, and she seemed to be wary of a man standing nearby. Rachel contacted the authorities, but when she followed up, the FBI said they had no record of her report. 3 months after Ashley vanished, Paul Valenzuela was arrested on unrelated gun charges in Washington state. While in prison, Paul wrote to producers at ABC who were making a documentary on Ashley's disappearance. He offered them an exclusive interview, claiming he knew who was responsible for Ashley's disappearance. However, he demanded to be transferred back to Montana before he would share any information, a move that raised questions about his motives. Now things would actually take a turn. During a search conducted by Ashley's family near Sam McDonald's property, a tattered sweater and a pair of red-stained boots were discovered. These items matched the description of what Ashley was last seen wearing on the night she disappeared. However, years have passed since the family submitted these items for testing, and frustratingly, no results have been given. This was just one of many instances where the family took investigative matters into their own hands, as they felt law enforcement wasn't doing enough. The family, determined to find Ashley, filmed multiple mini-documentaries, including ones with ABC and The Guardian, to keep her story alive. They even secured permission to search the trailer where Ashley was last seen. This trailer, frequented by both Paul and T, was notorious for shady parties and illegal activities. Law enforcement had searched it before, but this time, while the family was looking, they found something alarming: a blood-stained piece of carpet behind a television. They immediately sent it to the police for testing. Yet again, there was no word back from authorities. It became clear that the family was spearheading most of the investigation. While they continued to uncover potential evidence, law enforcement remained silent. The slow pace of progress became a painful pattern. It wasn't until December of 2021 that Paul was questioned by police regarding Ashley's disappearance. As expected, Paul denied knowing anything about her whereabouts. More years went by without answers. But then, in August 2023, Paul was arrested again, this time 130 miles away in Great Falls, Montana. The FBI, armed with a search warrant, showed up at his house. When Paul ignored their request to come out, they used a flashbang and broke down his door. Court documents revealed that Paul, who already had felony convictions, was in illegal possession of firearms. On August 7th, he had made threats to an FBI officer in text messages, bragging about his access to firearms and stating, "Shoot at me, I shoot back." It was another example of Paul's dangerous and reckless behavior. On the night of his arrest, neighbors reported hearing loud bangs and seeing the FBI SWAT team surrounding the area. They had no idea what was going on, only that law enforcement had been there for over 3 hours. Paul's arrest was publicized, and he now faced charges that could land him 15 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Despite this arrest, Ashley's family continued to express their frustration with how the investigation was being handled. Kimberly, Ashley's sister, testified before Senate members, saying that from the very beginning, both the Blackfeet tribal law enforcement and the Bureau of Indian Affairs, BIA, had ignored the urgency of Ashley's case. She criticized how the investigation was managed, calling it dysfunctional, a reality not only for her family but for many other missing and murdered Indigenous women's families. The day after Kimberly's testimony, an FBI agent contacted her, claiming they had found human remains. However, the remains did not belong to Ashley. The authorities then pushed back against the family's claims, stating that they had conducted over 60 interviews and 6 separate searches. Still, the family's frustration persisted. Why was it always them finding critical pieces of evidence, like Ashley's sweater and boots, and not law enforcement? One of the biggest questions in this case is, what really happened to Ashley? Theories swirl around Paul, Sam, and T, all of whom were involved in some way during the night of Ashley's disappearance. Sam's story about passing out on the side of the road and waking up to find Ashley gone is riddled with inconsistencies. Then there's T, who claims that Paul was supposed to pick up Ashley that night. Could they all be covering for each other? Is it possible that Ashley overdosed and they concocted a story to cover it up? Or did Paul do something to her after picking her up? That's all for this video. We hope you have found this video informative and interesting. What do you think? Where is Ashley? What really happened to her that night? Let us know in the comments section. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon for more interesting videos like this. Thank you for watching our video.